While the existence of the subliminal mind is a modern discovery to Western minds, it is ancient knowledge in the East. For centuries, this knowledge has been treasured by certain orders of mystics. Dating right back to the earliest times, we find evidence of signs and wonders being worked through the power of the subliminal mind. In the West, however, there has always been a tendency towards materialism. A materialist believes in matter. He wants to see, touch, and handle before he will believe. Literally, he will only believe what he sees through the senses. Modern science has, however, knocked the ground from under the materialist's feet, because it is constantly proving that there is far more in the unseen than there is in the seen. Science, in spite of all its achievements, realizes that, up to the present, it has only been paddling on the edge of a mighty ocean of mystery. Science has slowly and with huge and clumsy effort now proved the existence of many things which scientists would not believe before, but which were known to the ancients and have been in the East for centuries. One of these is the existence of the subliminal mind. There is the surface or outside mind of the senses. The mind reasons, learns from books and other outside sources, and functions generally on the physical plane. It is only a minute fraction of the total mind of man. Like the iceberg, which only shows 1/12 of itself above the surface of the sea, the other 11/12 being submerged, the objective mind of man is only an infinitesimal portion of the whole. The surface or objective mind is the finite mind. The subliminal is joined up with the universal mind of the universe. Therefore, it can never be measured. It is beyond comprehension. Sufficient for us to know that its power is limitless, and that we can use this power in creating our lives anew and for the realization of all our desires. The subliminal mind is 1. Inspiration, 2. Intuitive, and 3. Creative. It is a powerhouse of knowledge and the powerhouse of energy. Let us consider these 3 descriptions. Inspiration. It is through the subliminal mind that all inspiration has come to men. It was through this channel that Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Milton, Emerson, and all great teachers, preachers, and leaders have drawn their inspiration. All the good that has ever come into this world has been through inspiration, and all inspiration comes through the subliminal mind. All who have ever accomplished anything worth accomplishing have done so through the inspiration of their subliminal mind. The reason some are giants in their accomplishments and others are not is simply due to the differing degrees of expression. Some express more of the power within them, some express less. The power is there, it is for us to express it. We cannot all be Shakespeares and Miltons, but there is a niche somewhere in the world where we can each find a useful field of congenial work. We can, if we will, be guided by inspiration, find somewhere a field of labor where we can pour out our pent-up passion for achievement, where we can command our success beyond our wildest dreams. You have been sent to achieve certain purpose, to accomplish something which no one can do but you. There is no one in all the world just like you, and all that you do is colored by your individuality. No one in all the world can do your work just as you do it. There are fields of conquest in front of you which no one but you can conquer. Therefore, listen to the voice of inspiration. Intuitive. Those who learn to recognize the voice of intuition are brought into touch with infinite wisdom. By intuition, that which other people can only do by cumbersome effort. One who has developed this power has no perplexities because all of his problems are solved for him by his subliminal mind. He listens to the inner voice of wisdom, acts accordingly, and the results always justifies his faith in this inward power. Abraham Lincoln, when confronted by a perplexing problem, used to make a habit of dismissing it to his inner mind and then going for a short walk. During his walk, He would interest himself in the birds and trees and other things around him, and then give no thought to the perplexity which was demanding an answer. When he got back from his walk, the answer would be ready. His subliminal mind had solved the problem. Others, puzzled by an intricate matter, may go to bed with the problem still unsolved and awake in the morning with the solution of their difficulty already formed in their conscious mind, like a flash. In the subliminal mind is all the wisdom and understanding. We each have the ability to use this wisdom and understanding when we develop the faculty of inward hearing. Creative. The subliminal mind is creative. Being one with the universal mind, which is the creative power of the universe, it partakes of the same nature. As in the macrocosm, so in the microcosm. Just as infinite mind is absolute through the whole universe, so is man, king of his life, master of his fate, captain of his soul, creator of his life and circumstances. Man cannot create a planet, but he can consciously form an image or picture in his creative mind, a picture of better circumstances, different environment, or definite achievement, and holding that image persistently compel it to materialize in his life and circumstances. This is not a fairy tale, it is a hard, common sense fact. There is nothing that has ever been accomplished by man that has not first been created and imaged in his mind. It is always the vision first, and afterwards the accomplishment. The difference between men is the difference of vision. The difference between their vision is the difference between their accomplishment. Some men create more than others. It is because theirs is a greater vision. All the great ones of the earth, leaders of men and nations, artists, poets, inventors, have been what they were because of their vision, because they were men of imagination. People who pride themselves on being practical look suspiciously at imagination, thinking it is something impractical, something belonging to the realm of dreams. They confuse constructive imagery with daydreaming. Creative imagination gathers together the mental forces and by focusing the powers of the hidden mind brings into being a definite image. This definite image is the vision which all men of accomplishment possess. This vision is the basis of all achievement. It is impossible to name a single great man or woman who has not been inspired and guided by it. The reason that here and there in the world's history there have been great characters who have achieved the noblest ends is because theirs have been the noblest of visions. It is impossible to create a poor, puny, low kind of image in the mind and then to win great success in life. As the image is, so your life will be. Therefore, if you hold in your mind the vision or mental picture of great success or noble endeavor, then in your life these things will become manifested. It cannot be otherwise, because what is held in the mind is later manifested in life. A person of poor powers of concentration cannot hold a definite image in his mind, but must be always changing and modifying it, with the results that he gets nothing but confusion and lack of achievement manifested in his life. What you are inwardly, what you think inwardly, what you visualize inwardly, is what your future life will be. Your outward life is modeled on your inward life. It is an exact replica of the life within. Therefore, your subliminal mind is not the only source of inspiration and intuition. It is creative also. Your life is in your own hands. You can make it what you will. Your future is yours entirely. You can build it up with mathematical precision into any form you please. You are free to make or to mar, to build up or destroy. You can climb to the highest heights or descend to the lowest depths. You can be weak or strong, filthy or pure, miserable or happy, unsuccessful or successful, poverty-stricken or prosperous, ill or healthy, hated or loved. It is all a matter of thought, control, and scientific thinking. Affirm the following at night. Mine is a life of overcoming and power. From this day forward, I will cease doing and will instead do. I do this by the infinite power within me, which can never fail. Where I have left blanks, I want you to fill in with number 1, whatever bad habit you most wish to eradicate, and 2, to insert the virtue which you wish to put in its place. For instance, suppose you have been in the habit of getting up late, eating breakfast quickly, and rushing to work, getting behind with appointments and correspondence, developing indigestion and headache. As an illustration, you will find in the words to suit, so that the sentence will read something like this. From this day forward, I will cease getting up late and will instead get up punctually at 6 a.m. Or better still, you command yourself to wake up at 5:30 and spend half an hour in meditation and saying affirmations. Immediately follow the affirmation, visualize a picture of yourself waking in the morning, see yourself open your eyes and look at the clock. See that the time is 5:30. See yourself engaged in concentration, meditation, and making of affirmations. See yourself look at the clock again, and at 6 o'clock, see yourself get up and start your routine. The more clearly you can picture this scene, the easier you will find the task of getting up to be. You may not be successful the first morning or two, but if you persevere, you will find that you have, by the use of affirmations, complete control over yourself. The more successful you become, the stronger does your willpower grow. Persevere with the visualizing until you can see every detail with great vividness and distinctness. Make the affirmation and create the mental picture, and you will find that what you have affirmed and visualized will come to pass exactly as desired. Before you is unfolding a life of perfect self-control and overcoming. When you have become master of your life, first in small things and then in greater, you will become master over your life, your circumstances, and your destiny. Not only is it necessary that you should overcome habits in this way by reversing them, but it is also necessary that you should reverse all your wrong ideas of life and the universe, replacing wrong and harmful ideas by truth. One of the objects of this material is to dispel old, erroneous beliefs and to change your mental outlook. In addition, it is necessary that you reverse every thought and suggestion of a harmful character directly as they come to you. A thought may come to you such as, "You will fail, you can never succeed." If you allow that thought to enter your mind, it will weaken you, paralyze your efforts, and bring failure into your life. Therefore, as soon as it comes to you, you must kill it by denial. In this case, you would raise yourself in thought to your perfect mental world and say, "There is no failure. I am a perfect mental creature, living in a perfect mental world. All the potentialities of the infinite mind are mine. I cannot fail." Say this over several times and then affirm, "I am success. Within me are infinite powers. I am success in all that I undertake." Every time that you do this, you drive your failure further and further away and establish success more firmly in your life. The more you do this, provided that you get a clear concept of your perfect mental world and breathe its atmosphere, the more rapidly you will progress. Do not, however, strain and worry after results. Instead, seek to adopt and maintain a calm, serene, confident attitude above the worries and cares of life. Again, the thought may come to you, "There's that pain again. I'm going to have one of my bad attacks." If you allow this thought to enter your mind, you will have that bad attack. It will surely come and nothing will be able to keep it away. The attack is only effect, the cause is the thought within your mind, and no amount of medicine will be able to help you because it cannot touch the cause and can only remain with the effect. Therefore, when the pain and thought come and seek admittance at the door of your mind, immediately deny their existence. They have no real existence. You, the real you, are a perfect mental creature in a perfect mental world where there is no such thing as pain or attacks, and if you realize this, you can never be ill. It is only when you let thoughts and suggestions of pain and illness come into the mind that pain and illness become possible in your body. Because what happens in your body and life is an exact reflex of what you hold in your mind. If you deny pain and sickness in your perfect mental world, then the pain will cease. After denying pain and sickness, affirm perfect health. The denial will kill the harmful thought and cleanse the mind, and the affirmation will heal and build up and make all future attacks weaker. By this method, you can reverse every harmful thought, belief, and emotion. There are two yous. There is the material you and the sublime mental and spiritual you. The material you is a transient, fleeting material person. The real you is a glorious mental and spiritual creature, imperishable and eternal. When you, the real you, raise yourself into your perfect world of mind, you leave the imperfect and coarse material body behind, and it is the sublime you, the perfect mental and spiritual you, who in a perfect world of infinite good, purity, and perfection deny that there is a problem. You, the sublime you, have no problem. It is only the material you, which you have left behind, which has a problem. By raising yourself into your perfect world of mind, you transfer your consciousness from the material world to that transcendental world of infinite perfection, which our greatest philosophers and thinkers have always realized to exist around us and above us. This is why, as you raise yourself into your perfect world of mind, your pain disappears like the sound of a song dying in the distance. It is because you have transferred your consciousness from a material world to a mental or spiritual one. If, when you have entered this perfect world of mind, you deny what is troubling you, by this you do not deny that it exists in your material body, but only in your radiant mental body. And if you then meditate upon the infinite perfection, boundless life, perfect good, immaculate purity, and immeasurable power of the infinite mind, which rules this perfect mental world. If you will bask in the sunshine and happiness of infinite perfection and love of this transcendental world, then open your life and your physical body to the action of the universal mind, and your material life, circumstances, and body become more like the life of the perfect world of mind, and your body more like your sublime mental body. And if it is a problem that is troubling you, then it will disperse in your body, will become healthy. The clearer your concept of the perfect world is, the more rapid and certain are the results in your life, body, and circumstances. Every time you rise to your perfect mental world and deny evil, every time you realize and bask in the infinite perfections of the ideal world, each time that you do this, evil is destroyed in your life and body, and good is installed in its place. Therefore, the more you live in your perfect world, the more perfect will your life and circumstances become. Remember to always retire into yourself and rise into your perfect world of mind before making a denial and an affirmation. Use the following meditation. In the past, I have listened to the distracting voices of imperfect, unsatisfying life of the senses. I have been pulled different directions by desire, by impulse, by uncontrolled emotions, and have been influenced by the advice of those who have had no inward knowledge. From this day forward, I turn a deaf ear to all these voices and listen only to the inward voice which always speaks with perfect wisdom. I will no longer be perplexed and worried, not knowing which way to turn or what to do. Instead, I will be guided perfectly by the inward voice of inspiration. I raise my mind above this life of the senses and dwell in the perfect world of mind. All thoughts and suggestions and states that are not in harmony with the highest good, I reverse into their opposites. Accordingly, I cleanse my mind, my thought, my life, my circumstances, my world, and build up my new life. When faced with difficult problems, I retire into my inner self, and, by thought control, I keep out or reverse the unwanted thought until my inner mind is stilled and calmed, and I can hear the inner voice of wisdom. This voice of wisdom never errs, never leads astray, but always guides me toward the highest good. Therefore, I have no worries, because I always know how to act, even in the most perplexing circumstances, being guided perfectly by the inner voice of wisdom. From this day forward, there is for me no care, anxiety, or worry, because I am guided into all good. Every good and perfect thing is mine now. Health, prosperity, happiness, peace of mind, all are mine here and now. The life that lies before the student of truth is one of great glory, of infinite expansion and unfoldment. It does not, however, always appear this way to him. In order to test his determination, it often appears hopeless. Everything seems to go wrong, and voices whisper, "Go back, the pursuit is hopeless." If the student goes back, he proves that he is not worthy, and for him, there can never be the steep ascent to God. But the one who will keep on in spite of all the discouragements and opposition, and who proves his worth, passes on to a life of indescribable joy, of victory and achievement, of abundant health and peace of mind.